Hola todos, in this video I'm going to go through some of my best tips and tricks to prepare you for your real Spanish speaking exam. You've done the many rounds of mocks and now this is the final oral exam. It is totally normal to feel nervous, but hopefully after watching this video you feel a bit more confident and ready to get the exam over and done with. On April 26th of last year, I did my real speaking exam and got 59 marks out of the possible 60. By the way, this video is AQA higher specific as that is the exam board and tier that I did. Most tips should be relevant for all exam boards and tiers. So, to quickly cover the contents of the exam, there is a roleplay which is worth 15 marks, a photo card which is also worth 15 marks, and the big scary general conversation that is worth 30 marks. So 50% of the marks for the speaking exam are for the conversation at the end. And before the exam you get 12 minutes of preparation time to prepare your answers for the roleplay and the photo card. Now let's go into how you should use your preparation time. Your 12 minutes of preparation time should be divided like this: 2 to 3 minutes on the roleplay and the other 8 or 9 minutes on the photo card. The 5 bullet points on the roleplay should take you absolutely no more than 3 minutes to answer. Top tip here is to keep your answers very short. Usually you will need one verb and one noun to get full marks for each bullet point. Another tip is to add por favor to your responses where possible. For example, if it is a roleplay with a shop assistant, which may get you an extra mark if you're missing a verb in your response. If the bullet point is what color shirt do you want, you could reply with quiero una camisa azul or azul por favor. In many instances, the color name on its own will not get you both marks. In the roleplay, each bullet point is worth 2 marks and you get marked out of 5 for your communication overall. Once you've prepared your answers to the bullet points, you need to move on to the photo card. Spend 3 minutes on each question of the photo card. There are 3 questions which you need to answer in as much depth as possible. In the exam, you can simply read out your answers from these notes, so make sure you help yourself in the exam by preparing the best you can. Include a justified opinion where possible by using por qué or dado que or ya que and giving a reason. You will also have 2 unprepared questions. In these, try to develop your answers as much as possible, but you will still be able to get full marks if you give shorter answers to the unprepared questions, as you're improvising and the mark scheme understands that. Now we are going to take a look at the mark scheme. Paper 2 is out of 60 marks, with communication being worth 35 marks over all the different parts of the exam. Communication, knowledge and use of language, range and accuracy of language, pronunciation and intonation, and spontaneity and fluency are all basically your assessment objectives. For the roleplay, you get 2 marks for each bullet point based on your communication, and 5 marks overall for your use of language. The photo card is marked quite simply, with all 15 marks being for communication overall. There's a lot more information in the mark scheme about specific situations. For example, if a student doesn't understand the question, then what happens, which I recommend you read. I'll put a link to the mark scheme in the description. And finally, the general conversation. This is marked in 4 areas: communication, range and accuracy of language, spontaneity and fluency, and lastly, pronunciation and intonation. You can pause the video to take a look at the mark bands. For the general conversation, it is important to remember that you must ask your examiner a question. Otherwise, 1 mark from the communication aspect will be deducted. As I said before, you can read this information in more detail in the mark scheme that I've linked below. What should you do the night before your speaking exam? Well, obviously, you need to know what time the exam is and where it is, but also keep in mind what theme you have chosen for the general conversation. Out of the 3 themes, the student selects one of them 2 weeks prior to the exam, and the selected one will definitely be in your general conversation. That means you must learn all the answers to that theme perfectly, and then you will also get one other theme in your general conversation. The theme you selected will not come up in your photo card, so that's useful to know. And if you have yet to select the theme, I recommend picking the hardest one so you can simply memorize the answers to that and not risk it coming up in the photo card and you struggling. Apart from that, I would recommend you try to relax and calm down any nerves. Some nerves are normal and good actually, but don't stress over it. One thing I'll say is your teacher can't redo the exam, so once you start, even if it's not going well, there's no turning back. So keep calm and try to regroup yourself and continue. And another tip for the exam is try not to sound too robotic in the general conversation. You've just seen that you get marked on your spontaneity, so even though you might have memorized the answers perfectly, don't spit them out like a robot. Use filler words like pues to sound more natural and native. Also, if you don't understand one of the unprepared questions, you can ask for it to be repeated. You can say puede repetir por favor or puede hablar más despacio to ask for the teacher to speak slower. As we approach the end of this video, I want to mention that your speaking exam is fast approaching, so if you think it would be beneficial for you, I would love for you to join my tutoring lessons. The first 1 hour lesson is only £5 and then from then on it's £9.50. We can practice all the different exam skills and vocabulary and grammar, whatever you need to get a higher grade in Spanish. So if you are interested or want to know more, DM me on TikTok or leave a comment on this video. That's it for this video. If you have any specific questions, please comment below and I will try to reply to you. A massive good luck for your speaking exam. Adios!